CNN has confirmed that a senior U.S. intelligence official has told the Senate Intelligence Committee, quote, there's a 100% chance of another terrorist attack if the U.S. takes military action against Afghanistan. We turn now to CNN congressional correspondent Kate Snow. She's been talking to members of Congress. She has some reaction. Kate?
Well, Wolf, lawmakers very familiar with high-level intelligence, those that get classified briefings here on Capitol Hill, urging some caution on this quote that we've obtained. Congressman Porter Goss, the Republican chairman of the House Intelligence Committee, for example, says that prediction of an attack, he says it's, quote, unnecessarily alarmist. And the source who confirmed that is what was said in that Senate intelligence briefing, that it would be 100% likely, that same source urging some caution as well, telling CNN that the comment that was made was also given with the caveat that the warnings have been general, that there have been no specifics on who, where, or what kind of an attack to expect. Porter Goss saying that the 100% comment was a big overstatement. Let me quote him now. He said, quote, I'm not aware of any specific imminent threat now which will cause me to go about my business in any different way. But he did say, Wolf, as CNN has been reporting for several days now, that there are certainly threats out there. There certainly is a heightened awareness of that. Mr. Goss saying that Americans should be aware, they should be prepared, but that at the same time, they should have some common sense and not overreact. Wolf?
And Kate, what are you hearing from members of Congress about any specific military action that might be over the horizon?
Well, actually, the point on that from Representative Nancy Pelosi, a Democrat from California and the highest-ranking Democrat on that same House Intelligence Committee, was that if the U.S. were to act in Afghanistan, that is not necessarily a precursor to some sort of retaliatory terrorist attack. She wanted to be clear on that. She said, quote, we have to watch our exposure and vulnerability, meaning the United States, but it is not dependent on whether we attack Afghanistan or not. Wolf?
Kate Snow, thanks for that very good reporting. And seeking to make its anti-terror coalition as broad as possible, the Bush administration has touched a raw nerve in Israel. Let's go live to CNN senior White House correspondent John King. He has the details. John?
Wolf, at least a fragile truce tonight after a very rare and a very blunt war of words between two longtime allies, the United States and Israel. In a statement this evening, the Israeli Prime Minister Ariel Sharon saluting, quote, the deep friendship and special relationship between the United States and Israel. He also went on to salute President Bush for a, quote, bold and courageous decision to fight terrorism. And in that statement and in that fight, the Prime Minister promised Washington it would have Israel's full support.
It was an about-face from a day earlier when Sharon lashed out.
Do not try to appease the Arabs on our expense. This is unacceptable to us.
What angered Washington most was Sharon's comparison to Europe ceding parts of Czechoslovakia to Hitler, suggesting that in its aggressive effort to court Arab nations for the coalition against terrorism, the United States was turning its back on Israel's security.
The president believes that these remarks are unacceptable. Israel can have no better or stronger friend than the United States and better friend than President Bush.
Secretary of State Colin Powell called Sharon once to voice the president's displeasure, then again later after the prime minister agreed to issue a conciliatory statement.
The United States is embarking on a great campaign. We do need the help of Israel, and we hope things are put back in their box.
But that there was a war of words between two longtime allies in the first place is a reminder of the extraordinary pressures of coalition building. As it courts Moscow, for example, the administration is softening its criticism of the Russian campaign in Chechnya. And perhaps the most important ally now is a Pakistani government that seized power in a military coup and has long supported Afghanistan's ruling Taliban.
I think the administration is walking a very delicate line of trying to maximize the coalition, but also maintaining other important U.S. national interests.
In Sharon's case, a senior Bush administration official telling CNN tonight it was, quote, justifiable frustration talking there. The guy's been put in a box and we helped put him there. But this official went on to say he should know better. He's a friend. He knows we have other things much more important to worry about right now. Wolf.
But John, seen in a broader context, was there anything else that prompted Sharon's very tough and blunt statement?
Well, Wolf, remember back just a week or so ago, the administration privately pressured the prime minister to pull back, to show restraint, to engage in new security negotiations with the Palestinians at a time Sharon says he did not have and has not received full cooperation from the Palestinians in stemming the violence. So Sharon pressured by the United States into those discussions, and then just as those discussions began, and remember the violence continuing, the administration says publicly it supports a Palestinian state as the outcome of Israeli-Palestinian negotiations. No surprise that would be the outcome, but administrations don't say so directly. It's part of the diplomatic nuance. So U.S. officials saying they understand the frustration that Sharon has been pushed by the United States into a very uncomfortable position. They're just saying they wish that he would voice his displeasure privately and not lash out so publicly, and to make those historical comparisons, which the administration says are simply off base, that the United States would never turn its back on Israel.
John King at the White House, thank you very much.